Right, hello people, how are you all doing? Today it is Monday, and from here and now, I just want to quickly point out to you that I don't plan to talk about all the new workshop skins on Monday anymore. I'd rather do it on Tuesday when all of the ones that have appeared within the right amount of time have come out, and then we can start discussing them. I think that's the much better approach to do that from now on, because every time I did my talk, I do it on Mondays, and there's still like an extra 8 or so hours to go, and there's plenty of later editions that will appear overnight, and it's really bad to do a talk about everything I see, but then not show off, not talk about everything that does eventually come out. So from here on now, I will start doing it on Tuesdays instead. And well, you might have seen last night, I just wanted to do a nice quick video about like always speculating and whatnot, because on the Sunday, which was last night, I discussed how the lightweight hoodie and pants surprisingly appeared, and I was just the main focus of this was to just always be prepared and always keep an eye on the workshop. We're not doing Halloween skins anymore, so you've got to keep an eye out on things. So over to here, just taking a look. Ta-da! So these are some of these skins appeared the week before, and some of these are fairly recent. And if I just roll over to here, yeah, so there's the lightweight version 3. Oh, look, Skullkiller boots, very nice. But I'm wanting to do this video more specifically to talk about a certain something else. Oh, what might that be? Well, what do we see here? Yes, perfect. So, do you recall when we were sitting in this position right here on October 13th? So we had just seen the arrival of the Black Gold Tier 2. I was so happy. I was so cheerful. I was like, yes, finally, yes, yes, yes. It's all good. Life is great. We finally completed all of the Black Gold. Looking very good. Tier 2's surprisingly held up very nicely these past few weeks. Will it hold up throughout November? We shall see. We'll start finding out as of tomorrow. Then it'll be November. But anyway, we saw the sudden appearance of Apostate hoodie and pants, looking very good. So Mr. Multi-Hat, also known as Awado, he started off a new collection for us to be aware of, for us to be anticipating the arrival of more potential things appearing. And of course, what's just happened today? Ta-da! We now have armour, tier 3 armour, and here we go. We knew, we speculated that there might be more coming, and lo and behold, that's exactly what we see right here, right now on the workshop. The submissions have been put through, now we have to just potentially await its arrival. And, of course, as I've mentioned before, with speculation and anticipation, so we speculated this to appear, it's now appeared, now we anticipate its actual acceptance, and what might you do when you're anticipating its actual appearance? You buy out the stock. Ta-da! So, on the SCM, you can get a quick look because it hasn't quickly adjusted too quickly just yet. I did point out, I knew that people were going to be impatient with this. We knew that the next 2 weeks were going to be Halloween skins only. That means that no matter what, we would not see Apostate armor being accepted over the course of the next 2 weeks, and everybody that would have bought them would most likely probably have given up. And that's exactly what happened. Loads of people started to sell them below their restore price, and well, I think on this account you might see I don't have a buy order in this account anymore. What about over here? Do I have a buy order in this account? No. Okay, that's odd. Maybe it's because I already bought a whole bunch of them. So, I knew this was going to happen. It's just so easy to figure out what people are going to do, how they behave. Like, we saw the exact same thing happening with the likes of Skullkiller. I applied that when I first mentioned when I saw this. I decided not to make any direct purchases. I sat there and said, right, the most likely scenario is, because we got 2 weeks of not being able to see the armour appearing, people get impatient, they will sell below the restore price. And you know what? We could check the price history. So it hasn't been out for a long time, has it? But it did have a downward trend. and at its lowest was literally just yesterday. But suddenly, with the appearance of the new Tier 3 armour, someone jumps in and does a buyout. And that is what you do when you anticipate the arrival of new things appearing. Because the reactionary nature of the Rust economy, whenever new core pieces appear, the pre-existing core pieces jump up in price. And that guy right there is anticipating the arrival of this Tier 3. And, he's hoping that it does get accepted, and he will be able to sell this for maybe double or triple the money. So, with the amount of sales that this had just under 18,000, and this had just under 17,000, things are looking pretty good. Price is starting to rise as well, of course, because they got bought out. This one, this one's been bought out as well. Yep, bought out. Exact same pattern. So, maybe you want to put down an extra buy order. But again, there is no guarantee for what's going to be next. So this is the later half of what I wanted to talk about. Because we've had 2 weeks of Halloween, and I would like to point out that the time frame for workshop submissions to be accepted gets paused during events. And of course, Halloween, we've had 2 weeks of that. So what I'm going to point out and sit here and say is you might need to go to TGG's previous collections. So not the Halloween ones. No. I'm talking week 2, week 1 of October, maybe even week 5 from September, because there's a very good chance some skins from these collections will likely potentially get accepted. Because, well, the past 2 weeks have only been Halloween, and the regular workshop submissions have been paused since then. So there's a very good chance we might see something appear from here, or probably from October week 1. Yep, that's a very good chance of happening. Maybe something from here, or of course maybe September week 5. But then there's also the next collection that will be appearing tomorrow as well. So something from this lot could appear. But then there's also the weird pattern we've also been seeing fairly recently. Because after complete the sets, we were still seeing some much older skins appearing that were part of collections. Take, for example, Black Gold Tier 2. This took 6 weeks to finally appear, which doesn't really match the intended time frame flow. We expect the maximum would be 3 weeks, but this took 6 weeks. Quarantine SAR, when did you first get submitted? All the way back in February 2022. So, and then there's the absurd one with the week before. We had the AK that came out in 2020. Here you go. Elite Crate Assault Rifle. Yep, this came out on December 2022. December 22, 2020. So yeah, some very, very, very old picks were being selected and added to the Rust stores. So why mention this? What's so special about talking about this? Well, I am inclined to believe we still potentially might see JPEG Tier 3 potentially still appear. So we've just seen Apostate Tier 3, but I still think there's some good contention that we might still potentially see JPEG Collection still getting its Tier 3. So Apostate might be on hold for a while, but if it does get accepted this week, then of course, alright, fine, that's happening. We also have another collection that's still anticipating making an arrival. That would be the Pixel collection. So, Pixel hoodie and pants, they got accepted. Very nice. Will we see any armor pieces potentially appearing today? So far, no. But maybe. The skin creator obviously has to go ahead and make it. So, there is Apostate, there is Pixel, and there is JPEG. These are the only 3 currently active collections that we are anticipating the arrival of more skins to potentially be accepted. So far, we technically only have JPEG Tier 3 and Apostate Tier 3, but then of course we have the very random arrival of the lightweight version 3. That potentially could also get accepted. So there's a lot of things to potentially be aware of, but don't set your heart out and just instantly assuming that we're definitely going to get the likes of either the lightweight or the Apostate. It's random, and Facepunch have been very random with their picks somewhat recently. Now we're going back to the normal weeks. Are we going to see things stick to normal, or are we still going to see some very random super late picks being accepted as well? We shall see. Back to normality, but is it still going to be strange? That's what we're going to find out. So, okay, that was a bit of a talk. Are you going to be investing into anything? Are you going to be making any moves? Do you reckon it's a good time to potentially jump in and buy some JPEG Tier 2? Or are you going to go full in on the Apostate, even though some people have already attacked it? We shall see. Money isn't super great at the moment, is it? A lot of these skin prices are going down and down and down, but this is routine. This is expected, so we shall see.